in Satisfied, you towards the end of the song, we've done the rewind, we come back and you start that to the groom. And the way you say that, like you said, you hear that desire, but also love for your sister because you know that man that I wanted is no longer a possibility for me, but it's still in me a little bit. What is kind of going through your head to put the emotion into the words that we are hearing come from Angelica every night?
Ooh, I love this. Satisfied is one of the most challenging and visually exciting numbers in the show, and also very like challenging to perform. But for me, especially like that final moment, which we call the slow forward in Hamilton speak, the final to the groom, to the bride, that's her resolve. Her, she's the beginning of the song for her is helpless. It is, she is meeting this person. He is knocking her off her feet. This is her moment to be happy and everything's going great. And then I turn and see my sister's face and that changes everything. And then she goes into a sequence of making a series of arguments and arguments that she could like really argue her way out of. Like she is a trendsetter. She's a socialite. She could have whatever she wants ultimately. But the thing that she cannot argue away is that her sister loves this man too. And there's not anything that she wouldn't do for her. And so she understands what she must do. And so for me, like that slow forward is the resolve, but also her understanding. Not only someone like her sister is probably never going to be happy with a man like this, but also I'm not going to ever be happy because that was probably my soulmate. And now he's gone. And so it's just kind of like it's such a, to me it's so beautiful because I think especially as you move through life you understand the inevitable compromises that you have to make, and it's one of those where she's essentially trapping herself in her own unhappiness or lack of love throughout the rest of her life, and that's why it's just such a sobering moment.
Absolutely. And oh, I love getting to kind of geek out about this kind of stuff.
Yeah,
Getting
I do too, because it's such a nuanced song. And there's so many parts to that song. There's so many things that make it so difficult, and there's so many things that you're playing at the same time. And it's the only time you really get a glimpse into her vulnerability.